Lines of latitude are imaginary lines that run across the surface of the globe from west to east. The longest line of latitude is one that runs across the middle of the globe, and this is called the equator. It is located at 0 degrees. It divides the Earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. And here the length of the day is equal to the length of the night. It is the longest latitude as it runs across the middle of the Earth. Lines of latitude are horizontal lines. They are parallel to each other, and therefore they are also called parallels. It gives the angular distance between the place and the equator. It gets smaller as it reaches the top. The topmost points are the North Pole, which is 90 degrees north, and the lowest point is the South Pole, which is 90 degrees south. The important latitudes are the equator, which is at 0 degrees, the Tropic of Cancer, which is at 23.5 degrees north, the Tropic of Capricorn, which is 23.5 degrees south, the Arctic Circle, which is 66.5 degrees north, and the Antarctic Circle, which is 66.5 degrees south. The lines of longitude are imaginary lines that run in a north-south direction on the globe. They're also called meridians, and the word meridian means midday or noon. As the Earth is a sphere, it can be divided into 360 degrees, and each degree is represented by a line of longitude or a meridian that joins both the poles. The prime meridian or the 0 degree meridian is the most important meridian. It passes through Greenwich in London, and therefore it's called the Greenwich Meridian. The features of longitude. These are lines that measure the distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian. Longitude is the angular distance of a place from the prime meridian, and it's measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. They run from the North Pole to the South Pole, and they always meet at the poles. They are not complete circles. In fact, they are semicircles. There are 360 degrees of longitude in all, 180 degrees to the east, 180 degrees to the west, to the prime meridian. The 180 degree meridian is not called east or west. It's simply called 180 degree meridian. And what is this called? The international date line. What is so peculiar about this line? When we cross the line, you change the date. Therefore, this line is zigzag, but it has to touch all those places in one country that fall within the same time zone. Lines of longitude are used to calculate time. The time at a place is calculated with reference to the prime meridian, and the prime meridian's time is called the Greenwich Mean Time. How do we calculate it? The Earth has 24 hours to complete one rotation of 360 degrees. So a 15-degree turn would be 1 hour. So time changes by 1 hour for every 15-degree longitude, or by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude. Say it is 3 a.m. at the prime meridian. To the east, it would be 15 degrees east would be 4 a.m. and 15 degrees west would be 2 a.m. Therefore, we gain time when we travel westward and we lose time when we travel eastward. This happens because the Earth rotates from west to east. Places on the same line of longitude will have the same time because they face the sun at the same time, and that time is called the local time. But in large countries, they have many time zones. The local time of the central meridian of the country is adopted as the standard time of the country. For example, India has adopted 82 degrees and 30 minutes east meridian as its central meridian, and this is called Indian Standard Time. Eratosthenes was an astronomer, a geographer, and he belonged to Greece in the 2nd century BCE. He was the first map maker or cartographer to create a world map using parallels and meridians. And he was the first one to divide the globe into 360 degrees, each degree into 60 minutes and each minute into 60 seconds. And we follow his system even today. He was also one of the first people to calculate the circumference of the Earth. The Earth grid. The lines of longitude and latitude crisscross each other to form a grid. The network of meridians and parallels is called the Earth grid. The point in the grid where a parallel and meridian intersect is called a coordinate. These are used to locate a place on the Earth.